I just want to share some stuff that we see in our community. Everyone talks about social media and kind of Web 2.0, Web 3.0 those days. And we see two developments which I think are worthwhile sharing. One we call shared micro responsibility. As people use more and more all those digital media tools, social media, and like, let's say kind of Facebook and Twitter and all those things, we see how that behavior changes. And while in the last 10 years, most of that behavior was just like focused on showing yourself, receiving information, giving information, it now moved on in the Maslow pyramid to kind of the top thing of realizing ideas and problem solving. So one of the things that we see very interesting is that there is a trend or a movement where people are willing to collaborate with total strangers on the internet when they share a common cause. However, that has one attribute. It's only done in very, very small doses. So if you have to do something really, really tiny, or if you have to contribute a tiny amount of money, it's very likely to get something done with a group of people who have no idea who they are, like a totally anonymous group of people. There are a few kind of famous examples. I mentioned Kickstarter right now. Kickstarter is a startup here in New York, where random people put up their project and say, I want to make a book. Mark says, I want to make a book. I need $10,000 US, and people just randomly chip in money. Usually in very small amounts, usually between like 10 or 20 or 30 bucks, just because they like this idea. And we see other ventures which use this need to contribute to a cause that people like for action. So there's a startup called If We Ran the World, ifwerantheworld.com, I think it's called. One of the Facebook guys, Chris Hughes, just launched a new startup called Jumo, where people kind of just like create initiatives and other people help with very tiny tasks, like they send an email to a senator, or they spend like 15 minutes entering some data into an Excel sheet. But if you're able to really split tasks or projects into really tiny amounts, that seems to make it possible to really share it across a huge group of people. Now, we don't know where that really leads, and there's a difference between pressing in a like button on Facebook and really making something, but there seems to be a trend of people really willing to contribute to a bigger cause.